Luke, you've had a little TV appearance since we last spoke. You were on BT Sport for the Wrexham versus Stockport game of the weekend. Firstly, what did you make of your TV appearance? And also, can you give us a prediction on who you think is going to walk away with the league title?
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyable experience. Obviously, we were live on the box against Stockport a couple of weeks ago. Then we obviously had the game against Wrexham. So it's quite fitting that we played a part in the title race. Quite fitting that they brought me on to discuss prior, during and after the game. Matt Smith, Aaron McLean, fantastic. I think the exposure the National League's getting from BT is massive. And I think it gets more exposure than it does League Two and League One. You're getting a lot of coverage week in, week out. And this title race, I have to say, is probably the most exciting it's been in recent years. You look at Sutton and Hartlepool last year, didn't go to the wire as much as this. And I think Stockport can go back top in terms of on Wednesday evening when they face Torquay. But again, it goes down to the last game. Wrexham go to Dagenham, who have a tough tie. Dagenham want to get into the playoffs. They got the goal difference to do so. And then you've got Stockport playing Halifax, and Halifax won a top three finish. So, and we have a saying it again against Solihull. So in fairness, yeah, really exciting. I do believe Stockport can go and get 4 points in the next two games. I genuinely believe that. On the showing yesterday, Wrexham were phenomenal, as I've seen all year. Two strikers that, in my opinion, walk into the league above, and they go and get in the top or bottom half of League One for sure. So, yeah, I just think it was excellent for the National League, BT Sport, taking that game, and I was very excited to be a part of it.
And looking back onto our side, Femi Ilasamni, a name that we've not spoken about a lot in recent times. He's back in training. Can we expect to see him again sometime this season?
We've got two games for him to be a part of. He's not travelling to Grimsby tomorrow. I've got to listen to the medical team on this, because if I listened to Femi, he would have played 4 months ago. So for me, we need to take the advice of the medical team, being Stephen Gabriel. And in an ideal world, I'd love for Femi to play a part in the Solihull game, because it just gives him a little target and a little boost for all the hard work that he's done. And having him on the training grid, having him out there with the boys, having him in the analysis suite, he's such a positive person, and he knows I adore him inside out.
There's 2 games left of the season, as you've already mentioned. What have you said to the boys, and what are the aims for the last few games?
The aim for us was to be the best defensive record in the division. Obviously, Halifax sit on 33 goals against, and we're currently on 36 against. Stockport 38. Stockport have got to go and cause some damage on the last game of the season to give us that title in terms of the best defence. In fairness, if we was to hit under 40 goals this year from a 44-game season, it's incredible, absolutely incredible, considering we've had some big injuries to Femi, suspensions to Will Evans and Jamal Fifield. And I just think it's colossal. Losing Nathan Ashmore at Chesterfield, bringing in Tay, to have that is big. To get 73 points. So to do that, we need to win against Grimsby and beat Solihull. We know how hard that task is, but if we was to register 73 points, that would be our second best return in the National League since we've been in it. And I don't think that can be sniffed at. I think that's an unbelievable return of points, considering where we've been at with regards to our injuries and our suspensions. And I spoke to the chairman today, we carried a larger squad than we normally do. Thankfully, we've done that, because, yeah, we've got George Joyce currently on the bench. We've got Tay Ashby-Hammond on the bench. I never normally run with a goalkeeper. We're just about filling the bench, which is not what you need at the end of the season. But it just shows you the level of injuries we've had. So the aims for us is to go and register the second most points we've ever registered in the National League, which is 73. And try and get, I believe we'll be in the top 3 defensive record as long as we don't capitulate. And I think that's a good stat to have, considering we've got Ashmore, Jamal, Femi, Dave Stevens, Connor Stevens, Will Evans, Mendy in the building next year. So already we have a base there that we're quite content with, that we can build on and bring in bits of quality to supplement what we already have in the building and to ensure that we kick on from where we've ended, which has been a lot more positive than, say, 3-4 weeks ago.
And looking ahead to Grimsby tomorrow, it's the second attempt at going up there. What can we expect from that game?
We could literally touch it when we was up there last time on a Saturday. I think we done 4 hours of the journey. We was going to literally go around the roundabout, hook left, and get dressed. And you get the call at the stadium. There's an issue with the stadium. There's some issues with debris as such. And we were going there in form. We were going there as a team that was high on confidence. Morale was good, and we're playing a team that just come down. Obviously, that's changed. Going there now, they're slightly indifferent with their form, as is ours. They brought in more personnel from that period. So yeah, a tough game, a good side, a great manager. I say it again, Paul Hurst. You look at his CV, the caliber of managers at this level is frightening. And we're going to go. I'm going to go and face another one on Tuesday night against Grimsby, and they're a side that they need a point to get in it. And I think their early season run, they deserve to be in the playoffs as a minimum. They had a wobble. They got on a good run of form of late. They've had a little bit of a step back in recent weeks, but they're a team that's got threats all over the park. Scannell, Souza, Maguire, Drew, Houlihan, Clifton. I love their midfield. Clifton runs in behind with intent all the time, as does Houlihan. Obviously, Waterfall's suspended through that red card on Saturday against Maidenhead, but they got Amos, who I think is excellent. Efete obviously come off the game against Barnet, but they bring in Cropper. And I watched the game yesterday that Ben Tozer can throw it from, I think it's from Stockport to Wrexham, let alone from the side of the pitch to the middle of the 18-yard box. Cropper's got a larger throw. It's mad. He can throw it to past the penalty spot on Blundell Park, which is massive. And they got big boys. I can imagine Pearson will go back in there, Taylor, Abrahams, Smith, the left side centre half. They're a good outfit. Really, really good team. They obviously went down to 10 men for a large period on Saturday, but he has personnel in his group that he can change it and bring in some fresh legs. So it'll be interesting to see what team he serves up. He went away from his shape and went to a 4-4-2, narrow 4-4-2 on Saturday. They stayed with a 3-4-2 when they got the sending off, showed me that they're brave and they want to go and get back in the game. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very tough test, but one we're excited for, one we've spoken about, one we've addressed in terms of how we feel we can hurt them. And yeah, if we want to go and get our second best points return in the National League, we need to go there and get 3 points.